श्यामी गोपाल की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय, रामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद से अद्वैत गदाधर शिवास आदि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गो गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिवर्धन की जय, वृंदावन धाम की जय, नवद्वीप धाम की जय, स्वामी तो भक्तवृंद की जय, गंगा माई की जय, जमुना माई की जय, तुलसी देवी की जय, भक्ति देवी की जय, स्वामी तो भक्तवृंद की जय। All glories to the Assembly Lord. All glories to the Assembly. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. This morning's class will be 6-138, Los Angeles, June 4th, 1976. So again, 6-138, Los Angeles, June 4th, 1976.
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी, गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी, यशोदानंदन ब्रजजनरंजन, जमुना तीर वनचारी, जमुना तीर वनचारी, परिव्राजगाचार्य सरस्वती समाधि सिद्धांत सरस्वती भूस्वामी गौवादी जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गो गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिवर्धन की जय वृंदावन धाम की जय नवद्वीप धाम की जय न्यू द्वारका धाम की जय स्वामी तो भक्तवृंद की जय ऑल ग्लोरीज टू देयर ऑल ग्लोरीज टू देयर थैंक यू वेरी मच
Translation. The blessed messengers of Lord Vishnu, the Vishnu Dutas, said, if you are actually servants of Yamaraja, you must explain to us the meaning of religious principles and the symptoms of irreligion.
Sri Vishnu Duta Uvach Uchu Jiyam Vai Dharmarajasya Jadi Nirdesha Karina Brita Dharmasya Na Satyam Jat Cha Adharmasya Lakshana. They challenge, the Jamadutas challenge, who are you interfering in our business? They have come to arrest him. So, before talking, the counter challenge was that you spoke that we are servants of Dharmaraj. See, it is his jurisdiction. This person is impious. So, this is the jurisdiction of Dharmaraj. He has to try the case and give him punishment. The criminal department, law and order. So you cannot interfere with us. Therefore the challenge is replied by Vishnu Duta that if you are actually representative of Dharmaraj, who tries the case of dharma and adharma, first of all explain what is dharma and what is adharma. This is very nice challenge. Suppose if somebody, if you say that we are Krishna conscious persons, so one may challenge you, first of all explain what do you know about Krishna. That is quite natural. If you do not know about Krishna, you have no right to say that I belong to the Krishna consciousness movement. You have no right to say. So your position is like that. Simply, if you have a tilak and a kanthi, that does not mean that you belong to the Krishna consciousness movement. Any cheater can do that. He must know the philosophy. If one challenges, he must reply. Therefore, Bhaktivedanta Thakur has sung a song indicating these cheaters. He said, "Eo to ek kolir chala." Here is a servant of Koli. What kind of chala? Nake tilak golay mala. And he has got a tilak and golay mala. Yes, that's all. He does not know what is the philosophy. If you do not know the philosophy of Krishna consciousness, if you simply mark your body with tilak and kanthi, then you are not proper servant. You are not qualified. So, tilak mala is necessary. Just like a policeman, a bogus man, if he dresses like a policeman, he is not policeman. He must know what is the police law, criminal law, who is to be punished, who is not to be punished, what is criminality, what is innocence, all these things he must know. So here is a very good challenge that you are talking that you are the servant of Dharmaraj. I know Dharmaraj. It is not that. Because they must know they are coming from Lord Vishnu and they know that everyone is servant of Krishna. Ekola Ishwar Krishna Arasa Britto. Jare Jaiche Nachaye Se Taiche Kare Nritya. Chaitanya Charitamrita. The master is one, Krishna or God. There cannot be two masters. That is not possible. Or two gods. You cannot say, in our faith, God is like this. That is nonsense. God is one. You cannot say, in our country, gold is like this. No, gold is everywhere the same. Either in your country or my country, it doesn't matter. Gold is gold everywhere. You cannot say Christian gold, Muslim gold and Hindu gold. No. Similarly, you cannot say Hindu God, Muslim God, Christian God. No, God is one. Otherwise, there is no God. The definition of God is Eka Brahma Ditya Nasti. There cannot be any competitor of God. Just like nowadays so many rascals are coming, presenting, I am God. Oh, what kind of God you are? You must check before accepting one rascal as God. What is God? The description of God is there in the Shastra. Jasyaika nishasita kalama thavalamma jivanti loma vilaja jagadandanatha. That is God. While He is breathing, millions of universes are coming with exhaling. And when He is inhaling, billions of universes are going with Him. Can you show like that? That is also not original God. That is plenary expansion of God. Jasyaika nishasita kalamathavalamba jivanti loma vilaja jagadannanatha. Vishnu mahanajaya jas sakala visera. This transaction is going on in the body of Mahavishnu. The material world is being created and annihilated. When there is exhaling, the universes are coming into existence. When there is inhaling, it is all finished. So this material world is like that. It is not permanent. Everyone got that experience. Your body, it has the beginning at a certain date from your father and mother. It stays for some time, it develops, it gives some byproducts, then it becomes old and it finishes. This is material body. Everyone knows it. Similarly, the whole cosmic manifestation, whatever seeing so big thing, it may be very big thing, but the process is the same. Either you take the body of an ant, or you take the body of Brahmaji, or the process the same, rules and regulations. Janma mrityu jara vyadhi. There is no change. So that is God. The God is producing by His exhaling, inhaling, so many universes. Why should you take such a cheap God? As soon as the God has got some toothache, he goes to the dentist and he's God. Don't take such cheap gods. We don't take. At least we Krishna conscious person. Just to accept Krishna God, Arjuna, he knew that Krishna is God. Therefore, he requested Krishna, my dear Krishna, can you show me your form, how you are universally working? And he showed his universal form, how it is working, that is described in the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Why? Arjuna knew from the very beginning that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. I am his servant. But either by Krishna's Yogamaya or Arjuna's humility, he played that my family is more important than yourself. He played like that. And at last he agreed that Karishye Vachanam Tava. So Krishna and Arjuna, they are teaching us by playing. Because Krishna can play with his devotee, not with others. Most confidential devotee. What he wants to teach. So Arjuna presented himself as ordinary human being. He is not ordinary human being. He is personal friend of Krishna. He cannot be bewildered, but he played the part of ordinary being. That I have got attachment with my family, why shall I kill them by your order? And what is this, what is that? So many, you know, Bhagavad Gita, there are questions and answers. And at last, Krishna said that, give up this foolishness, surrender unto me. So, agreed, Arjuna. That is perfection. That is perfection. So, here, the same thing. Krishna said, Krishna described what is the meaning of dharma. Here the question is, that if you are servant of Dharmaraj, then explain what is dharma and adharma. Dharma means religiosity and adharma means non-religiosity. What is adharma? Everything is, because this world is duality. If there is black, there is white. If there is good, there is bad. If there is a father, there is son. Otherwise, there is no meaning of son. Father. I am father, bachelor daddy. No. If you are father, you must have a son. If you are a son, then you must have a father. If the son says, I dropped from the sky, how it is possible? This rascal says. There is no creator. How is that? There is no creator. First of all, prove that you have no creator. Your father has created. How you can say there is no creator? The silent, the rascal is silent. You are talking of there is no creator, but yourself you are created by your father. So these rascals are talking foolishly and other foolish persons are accepting them. But how we are not so intelligent. Our answer is that you say there is no creator, then how you are created? It may be we are rascals also, but this is our simple question. This morning I was asking that why there is Sunday first and Monday second. Who can answer? Is there anyone in this meeting who can answer this simple question? Why all over the world everyone accepts Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Sombar, Mangolbar, Budhbar, it's the same thing. There may be different language and Saturday is last. Why this arrangement? Who can answer? Is there anyone? I've asked this simple question to someone, even Swarup Damodar, our doctor, PhD, he has not yet answered. And I asked this question to Dr. Wolf also. He is not present here.
Someone has an answer.
You have got answer?
Because Sunday is God's day.
Huh?
Sunday is Krishna's day.
That is your sentiment. Speak scientifically. Nowadays, the scientific days, you have to speak scientifically.
Yes, that is him. Anyway, he has got the right to ask that you are representing Dharmaraj. First of all, explain what is dharma. Then he shall understand that you are representative or order carrier or servant of Dharmaraj. That will be explained. So here in the Bhagavad Gita, we also can understand what is dharma. This is the question and answer between Jamadut. But if you are a serious student of Bhagavad Gita, we can understand what is dharma. Krishna says in the beginning of the Bhagavad Gita, Jada jada hi dharma saglani bhavati bharata abhutthanam adharmasya. Just like this world is duality. If you are sick, that means you are not healthy. And if you are healthy, then you are not sick. Duality. There are two things, sickness and health. So if you are really religious, you are not religious. Non-religious, not non-religious, too negative, make one positive. So, two things are there, religiosity and non-religiosity. So, the duality. So, Krishna says two things. The jada jada hi dharma saglani bhavati. When there are discrepancies in the matter of executing religious principle. So there is religion. Jada jadai dharmasya glani. Glani means discrepancies. When there is discrepancies of religious principles and abhutthanam adharmasya, and the society is prominent in doing sinful activities, abhutthanam. If you are not religious, then there must be irreligious. Two things are there. If there is no light, it is darkness. If it is not darkness, there is light. Similarly, two things cannot go. Either you are a demon or you are Krishna conscious, godly. This is the conclusion. Do bhutasargo loke daiva asurevat. There are two kinds of men in this world. Not in this world, throughout the whole universe. Two kinds. No third. What is that? Daiva asura evacha. One is godly, another is demon. So what is the difference? Vishnu bhakta bhaved daiva. Those who are devotees of the Supreme Lord, they are called demigods or godly. And asuras tad viparjaya, and those who are opposite number, they are demons. So we have got two tests. One test is sufficient. If one is not devotee, if one is not Krishna conscious, he is a demon. But finish our conclusion. We simply ask whether you are Krishna conscious, whether you know Krishna. If he says, no, I don't know. I think our Shamsundar's daughter, she used to preach. She used to go to any elderly person when she was 4 years old. Do you know Krishna? You see. So he says, no, I don't. He's a Supreme Personality of God. This is preaching. Finish preaching. A child can preach. A child can understand. Do you know God? No, you are a demon. Finish. Where is the difficulty? As soon as you say, I do not know God, you are a demon. First class demon. I am scientist, you are rascal. Now I have studied, I have got my degrees. Maya Parita Jnana. Rascal, you have studied so long, simply waste of time. Your real knowledge is taken away. Because you do not know God. That is described. We have got very simple test in Krishna consciousness movement. How to distinguish between an intelligent man and a rascal. As soon as we understand that he is not Krishna conscious, he is a rascal. There is no need of tasting. Even though he is MA, PhD, DSc and so on, still we shall call him a rascal. This is an open challenge. It is not secret. How? The Chanakya Pandit has said, Tajo dujjana sangsargang vidyapi alankritasam. He very nicely says that rascal and fools must give up their company. Tajo dujjana sangsargang. No, I have got many friends, they are university educated. That there is a Vidyaya Alankrito Pisan, even they are with degrees of MA, PhD. Tajodujjana sangsargang. Vidyaya Alankrito Pisan. Even he is educated, so-called educated, he is not educated. Anyone who does not know about God, he is not educated, he is rascal. This is our conclusion. Not our conclusion, this is Shastra conclusion. So, he has got so many degrees and he is a rascal and he is Dujjana, a bad man. Yes. Why? Monina bhusito sarpa kimoso na bhayankara. Suppose a serpent, he has got a gem on his head. Is it not fearful? Very good example. Suppose a snake comes here and it has a jewel on the head. So, will we all safe? No. He's dangerous. So that is going on. So-called educated scientists, degrees, what they are doing? Atom bomb, kill man. This is their scientific discovery. That you can kill a man with a knife, one man or two men. Now we have got scientific discovery, millions of men in a moment. Come on, discover. So why don't you discover something that millions of hospital disease men can be brought into life again? Immediately, that we cannot do. And killing is going on. What you have discovered? So this is their scientific. Discover something and declare that there is no more death. Here is medicine. Then that is scientific discovery. What is this nonsense? People are dying. And you have discovered something to facilitate death. Is that discovery? Therefore there is a snake with jewel. That's all. They are not gentlemen even. A gentleman thinks that I shall kill so many persons by dropping one atom bomb. I have discovered such a nonsense thing. And they are going on as scientists. So be careful. They are like snakes with jewel on the head. That's all. So they do not know. So here we must know what is dharma and what is adharma. Simply rubber stamp. I am Christian, I am Hindu, I am Muslim, I am this. Like this, tilak and mala. No, you must know the science. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recommends, Jai Krishna Tattavetta, Sai Guru Ho. Any person who knows about Krishna perfectly well, he is Guru. That's all. He is Guru. So So you have to learn this science. What is dharma, what is religion, what is religion, what is God. That is human life. Simply talking on nonsense, there is no God and there is no creation. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. The human life is very, very valuable. This is the time. In cats and dogs' life, we cannot invite the cats and dogs in this temple and take this lesson of Bhagavad and Bhagavad Gita. We invite human beings. We invite human beings because there is chance. Thata Brahma Jigyasa. A human being can understand what is God, what I am, what is my relationship with God. And if we act according to that, our life is successful. Simply denying God and manufacturing atom bomb and killing, is that civilization? No. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Can you hear me? Is it Haribol, Haribol? Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada. Okay. So, just quite nice. Thank you. Okay, so does anyone remember where this class was given? Los Angeles. I found it quite interesting how when I typed Los Angeles here, my autocorrect came up with Lost Angeles. And I was thinking, yeah, that sounds about right for the living entities here. We're quite lost. So this is Canto 6, and the conversation, who's the conversation between? Vishnudutas and the Yamadutas. So the Vishnudutas and Yamadutas are having a conversation. And they're in the middle of this, it's okay, we'll work it out. They're in the middle of this conversation because Ajamil is, Shri Shri Radha Gokulananda ki, Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ki, Shri Shri Gaurnitai ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. So the Yamadutas are challenging, like, who are you? Why are you here? So what are the Vishnudutas saying to the Yamadutas? They're saying, okay, what is the difference between Dharma and Adharma? What's the difference between religion and irreligion? What is Dharma? What is Adharma? So Prabhupada says to us, someone may challenge you. Okay. Is that better? Thank you. Thank you very much. This one will stay? Okay, thank you. So, yeah, that's good, thank you. So someone may challenge us. What, does anyone remember that challenge that Prabhupada said that we could get challenged with? Does anyone remember? Yes, thank you. What do you know about Krishna? That is quite natural, he said, that we may be asked this. You know, we are Krishna conscious. We're saying we're Krishna conscious. We're Hare Krishna devotees. So someone might say, what do you know about Krishna? And he said that we can't be cheaters. And he gave an example that we could be having a couple of things externally. Does anyone remember what the two things Prabhupada mentioned? Kantimala and tilak. So we can wear the kantimala, we can wear the tilak, but that does not, this Prabhupada's word, this does not mean that you belong to the Krishna consciousness movement. Any cheater can do that. He says you must know the philosophy. And it's very true. Actually, just the other day, I think 2 days ago, I got a WhatsApp message. And there was a picture of a devotee in Vrindavan. Should I say, a picture of someone who had Kantimala and Tilak in Vrindavan. Do not buy property from this person. He poses as such and such name, and he is conning devotees, especially the elderly ones. And then you read this, then you hear this class, and you read what Prabhupada is saying. Just because we have Kantimala, just because we are wearing the tilak, it doesn't necessarily mean we belong to the Krishna consciousness movement. If I think about myself this morning, I was rushing to get here, as I'm normally late for everything. So I was rushing to get here, and the car in front of me was just going so slow. Just going so slow. And here I am with my kantimala, with my tilak, beeping at the car, flashing at the car. Can you like drive your car? But this is us sometimes, isn't it? That we're dressed as the devotee, but are we behaving like we're in the Krishna consciousness movement? So Prabhupada's saying that, okay, someone who's wearing the tilak, who's got the kantimala, he doesn't necessarily know the philosophy, but we need to know the philosophy. He makes this point over and over again in this class. We need to know the philosophy. Don't just wear the right clothes. Don't just pose as devotees, but know the philosophy. And he gave the example of Sham Sundar Prabhu's daughter, Saraswati, how when she was just 4 years old, she would go around and saying, what was she saying? Do you know God? And what was the answer? And what did she reply? What was her answer? Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. So she knew Krishna. And he says that she was preaching. So this is how we preach. Whatever we know, we give it to others. Whatever we know about Krishna, we give that to others. So we need to know the philosophy. Just because we're dressed like the devotee doesn't mean we are a devotee. And Prabhupada gave an example, an analogy. Does anyone remember the analogy when you're dressed like someone but you're not necessarily that person? The policeman. Thank you, Prabhu. Yeah, so if with the policeman, just because you dress like one doesn't mean you are the policeman, because you may know the police law, criminal law. You need to know who's got to be punished, who's not got to be punished. All these things he must know if he's a policeman. So if we're a devotee, we must know who is Krishna. It's important for us to know who is Krishna. So the Vishnu Dutas are telling the Yama Dutas, okay, so you are servants of Dharmaraj. So what is Dharma? And basically telling them, look, by the way, we have the same master. You're working for Dharmaraj, but Dharmaraj works for Vishnu, and we're the Vishnu Dutas. We're the messenger of Vishnu. So he's telling them that we have the same master. And Prabhupada's saying that there can only be one God. We cannot have more than one God. And he gave an analogy when it came to having more than one God. Does anyone remember the analogy Prabhupada gave? Yes, Prabhu? Gold. Yes. He said you cannot have Christian gold, Muslim gold, Hindu gold. So similarly, you cannot have a Christian God, a Hindu God, a Muslim God. God is God, just like gold is gold. And Prabhupada then said, okay, and some rascals, they're claiming to be God. And Prabhupada gives them a challenge. Can you do something that God does? Does anyone remember the challenge? What was the challenge? Yes, inhale and exhale generally, normally? Yeah. The Mahavishnu inhale and exhale, which is different to ours, because when he inhales and exhales, the universes are going within and without. Sorry? Creation and annihilation, yes, thank you. So he's saying, can you show like that? He's challenging these people who are claiming to be God. Can you do like this? And then he's saying this isn't even the original God. This is the plenary expansion of God that he can create and annihilate. Does anyone remember what Prabhupada then said about those that are taking a cheap God? What did he say about them that they've got to go and do when they have some issue, some problem? They need to go to there's a toothache, I need to go to the dentist. So he's saying, this is God. These gods, when they have a toothache, they need the dentist. So these Prabhupada's appealing, don't take such cheap gods. Just don't take some cheap gods. We don't take them, at least we Krishna conscious persons, Prabhupada's saying. So us devotees don't take a cheap god. And then he's speaking about Arjuna, how Arjuna asked Krishna, what did he ask Krishna to do in the Bhagavad Gita? Thank you, Pramakrishna Prabhu. Show his universal form. And we can see that actually by then, in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna's he's told Arjuna, I'm God. I'm God. By chapter 11, everything, all the knowledge in that sense has been given. And by then, Arjuna is convinced that Krishna is God and he's asking all these questions. So for us, when we're reading Bhagavad Gita, we can see the Bhagavad Gita as a systematic, progression from Karma Yoga to Bhakti Yoga. Krishna has now revealed the truth to Arjuna, and Arjuna then asks more questions for our benefit. But then Prabhupada says something which is fascinating. He said, actually, Arjuna always knew that Krishna was God. And so what were the two possibilities? Prabhupada gave us two possibilities. Govinda Prabhu? Thank you, Govinda Prabhu. Yes. So either because of Krishna's Yoga Maya or because of Arjuna's humility, he played this role that, my family is more important than your service. Prabhupada says he played like that, either because of Krishna's Yoga Maya or because of his own humility, which is fascinating, because we take the Bhagavad Gita as, Arjuna didn't know. Arjuna was totally bewildered. But Krishna is saying, Prabhupada is telling us he played like that. And then at last he agreed at the end of the Bhagavad Gita. What was the words Arjuna said at the end of the Gita? Does anyone remember right at the end to when he agreed to Krishna that Prabhupada mentioned here? Yeah, he surrendered unto him and yes, Karishya Vachanam Tava, that I shall execute your will. I shall do your will. And then Prabhupada gives us examples of dualities. If there's father, there is son. If there is a son, there is father. And he goes on and he gives us lots of other dualities. If one is healthy, he's not sick. If one is sick, he's not healthy. If one is religious, he's not religious, like that. If one is religious, he's not non-religious. If one is non-religious, he's not religious, like that. And then tells us about creation. He says, okay, so there's this father, there's the son. If there's a son, there's a father. You're saying there's no creator, but you yourself are created. You yourself are created. He then goes on to say, with all these dualities, that there's two types of person in the whole universe. What are they? Yes, the godly and the demoniac, the devotees and the demons. So even though someone may have done so much study, even though they have so many degrees, Prabhupada says, yes, this is Maya Parita Jnana. So as soon as you say, I do not know you are demon, I do not know God, then Prabhupada says, you are a demon. That was the conclusion. And he gave an example. Even if someone has all these degrees, all these qualifications, the PhD, the this, the that, what was his example? Snake with a gem. Yeah, snake with a jewel. And then he said, will you be safe? No, he's dangerous. So that was the analogy Prabhupada gave. And then he said, what have the scientists done? He challenged the scientists. What was the challenge he said to the scientists? Discover what? That's what they did do. But Yeah. Discover something that will stop death. Can you discover something that will stop death? But what have they discovered? Like you said, the atomic bomb. What they've discovered is that you can kill a man with one knife, one man or two men. But now we've got scientific discovery, millions of men in a moment that can be killed. So this is the advancement of civilization. Before we could just kill one or two people, now we can kill millions of people. So Prabhupada said, then like the Tilak and Mala, no, you must know the science. We must know the science. And he gave a little quote from the CC. What did Chaitanya Charitamrita, or should I say, Lord Chaitanya recommend? When it comes to, who is a guru? Yeah, one who knows Krishna well. Yes, Ye Krishna Tattva Vete Se Guru Hoy. Yes, one who knows Krishna well, he is fit to be a guru. So Prabhupada is appealing to us over and over again. He's appealing to us, don't waste time. The cats and dogs can't come here to give Bhagavad class. Only human beings can understand what? What can they understand? What are we meant to understand? Purpose of the human form of life, exactly. What is God? Who am I? What is my relation? And if we act, Prabhupada saying, it's amazing. So he says that we can miss these little things. So he's saying that, yes, we can understand what is God, what I am, what is my relationship with God. And we begin to think, okay, actually, yeah, I know I'm a soul. My relationship with God, yeah, I'm the servant of Krishna. And we think, okay, cool, I'm there. But then Prabhupada says, if we act according to that, our life is successful. So how much are we acting in our relationship with Krishna? How much are we acting in our real identity? So that's a quick summary of Prabhupada's class. Would anyone like to share their comments and realizations on the class? Yes, Mataji, Coco? You wait for the mic. Mic is coming.
Hare Krishna. Check. It's kind of working, but not very loudly.
Turn the volume up.
So, thank you, Prabhu, for your summary. There's one point I have to disagree with. I don't think that Prabhupada is emphasizing to us, he's not repeating it, or this is just my perception, that he's not he's pleading in a sense, but he's also actually trying to tell us how deep this actually is. We don't know what the definition of a demon is, because we hear this word and we think of, a Hollywood movie or something. We have a very cheap version of what is a demon, but he's trying to say that due to the duality of this universe, that the truth is that this universe has duality, and we don't really comprehend that because of this duality, if you are not Krishna conscious, you are actually called a demon. This is the definition of demon that Prabhupada is giving us. It's a different definition than the Oxford-Cambridge dictionary. That definition does not exist there. And unless we understand what is the definition by Prabhupada, which is by Krishna, because he is saying that Arjuna is not a normal human being, because he's a direct associate of Krishna. Prabhupada is a direct associate of Krishna. He knows Krishna, and we don't. So when he gives a definition of religion and irreligion, that is the point. That is the most important thing for us to understand, because unless we do, we're not going to understand Krishna. We'll forever be demons. That's my reflection.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for your reflection. And I really appreciate how you're saying that when Prabhupada gives us the definition, that is the definition, and it's not necessarily what the Oxford or Cambridge dictionary says is the definition.
Yeah, because we reflect on ourselves daily, am I doing this right? But are we actually understanding what does good behavior actually mean?
And we can understand good behavior by what Prabhupada teaches us. So. Brilliant. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Anyone else like to share their realizations, reflections from the class? Yes, Prabhu? Sure.
Okay. All right. Hare Krishna. So yeah, what Koke was saying. So yeah, basically, if you want to like know a true definition of something, well, there is no higher authority than Prabhupada or Krishna, and their authority is non-different because Prabhupada is a bona fide representative of Krishna. So if Prabhupada says that the definition of a demon is someone who does not and there's no Krishna, that's it. Bas. That's it. That's the definition. Because there is no higher authority, ultimately. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Adding a point of agreement.
Thank you. Jai. Yes, no higher authority than our Guru Parampara, which goes back to Krishna. Haribol. Jai. Anyone else like to share anything? Paramakrishna Prabhu?
Yeah, Prabhu, I don't know if maybe I missed it. Prabhupada was asking this question, why is Saturday last and then Sunday first? So I don't know if there's any answer to that.
I think Prabhupada, a devotee said in the class that it was the order of the planets, and then Prabhupada agreed.
And then obviously the question is actually Saturday last? Devotee people take Sunday as last, and Monday is the beginning of the week. Anyway, I'm just
it's a good point. I think also some Western traditions, we say Sunday is first, some Sunday, Monday. Some calendars have Sunday, then Monday, and some calendars you see it starts with Monday and ends with Sunday. But Prabhupada, again, makes it clear that Sunday is first. So, thank you. Yeah, it was nice how another devotee said in the class that Sunday is God's day, Sunday is Krishna's day, and Prabhupada replied with, "That's your sentiment, but talk scientifically."
Just in regard to that actually in Monday is accepted as the first only recently, I think a couple of hundred of years ago, on the West. But in Eastern tradition is actually Sundays first. Even Judo-Christians, they God created the universe, whatever, and then rested in Saturday, which is Sabbath. And Sunday was taken the first. So this is just recent thing that is Monday. So probably Vedas also. Sunday is first.
Sunday is first, yeah. And if we think about it, like if someone talks to you on a Sunday, someone might say, "What's your plans this week?" It's like the beginning of the week has started. But if someone talks to you on Saturday, what are you doing next week? We kind of do accept it, even if we don't know we're accepting it. But thank you, Trunapu, for pointing out that actually this whole concept of Monday being first is a recent acceptance and not a bona fide acceptance. Thank you. Anyone else like to share their realizations and reflections on Prabhupada's class? No? Okay, we're all hungry? Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Prabhupada.
Mm-hmm.